Hello, welcome to the Richard Wade Production Show. Today, I'm going to be showing you all how to get started making music on the Roland MC-707. When I first got my Roland MC-707, there were a lot of impressive videos out there, people making all kinds of music, like, a lot of EDM stuff that was all very impressive, and, I watched them pressing buttons, but they didn't really tell you how to do much. There were a couple of good instructional videos that would show different things, but I just wanted to go over some of the things that helped me a lot, and hopefully they will help you. I'm sure this information could probably apply to other groove boxes and stuff like that. But first, I've got a project loaded up here. I actually remade Cobra Starship's Kiss My Sass, and it goes a little bit like this. All right, I just wanted to play a little bit of that. And next, I want to show you how to get started. So we're going to start a new project. You do that by hitting Project and go into New, which let me switch over to that view so you can see that. This camera is a little bit blurry because it's hard to focus on this little screen correctly. I've kind of did the best I can with it, but yeah, you'll go to New, and these buttons, the C1 through C4, they all click in, so you can just click on it, and it's almost like the enter. See, I got the contrast kind of set weird. I can see it perfectly, but here on the camera, it's strange. But I'm not writing that project because I didn't want to change any. I didn't want to save any changes I made. So we're starting a new project. Got a cat hair on here. Cat doesn't come up on here. How did that happen? All right. Now, when you start a new project, first you're going to get a drum track and a tone track by default. That's just going to happen. So they're already there. I think the default kit's like an 808 kit, so you got... So, you're going to hit the one you want. I'm going to give it, this is what's called steps up here. 16 steps. One measure, 4 counts is divided into 16 steps. So you have 4 for each beat. So, like if I wanted a 4 on the floor, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next set, I'll do another 3, 4. So we got... That's what we got going right now. Now let's say we wanted another instrument, like a snare drum. I might put those on the 5s and the 11s for just doing a standard beat. Or is it 5 and 11? No, 5 and 13. Yeah. Now let's say want a hi-hat and I want a 8th note feel. I can start the first measure, just put it every other step here, and on the next one every other step, and it'll blink to show you which set it's on. You can change it, so I could follow it if I want to. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now let's say in this one I wanted like a ratcheting sort of sound. I could or you could even like stutter it. let's say like I don't know, maybe we want a cymbal on that first beat. I can put one there. I think that's too loud. I can hit the shift button and then hit the pad it's on, and that's gonna bring up a little menu over here, and whatever button I have selected, you see right here, it says, well, I don't know if you can see that very well because that contrast issue. Anyway, right here it says that that's crash 1, and I've got the level right here. I can turn it down if I think that's too loud to a more reasonable level. I can change it how deep it is, like and I can test it with this. That sounds pretty good to me. Now, if you didn't like this drum kit, you could come back and there's a button right here that says sound. It's blinking. And then when you hit that button, it's going to bring up presets. And you can select different kits through the presets. Like you could do this. I kind of like 808s a lot. I like the 909. I like the snare drum on the 909 better, I think. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with the 909. Alright, for our next track, we'll switch back over, hit the select button, go to the next track. And there, we'll do the same thing. We'll select the sound. I think for that, I'll probably go with like a synth bass preset. And I can hit these buttons here. As you can see, you've kind of got stuff lit up in the shape of like a chromatic keyboard. Well, you also have an octave button. So, you can either put these in individually using steps like I did with the other mode. That's kind of hard to do. Or you can just kind of play it and practice what you want to do. So that's what I want. So what I'm going to do is hit the record button, let it run through. You can see this track is blinking, it's armed. Then you'll just disarm the record, because it's going to loop that little section you have. If you want to make a longer section, like we'll do that in the next track. Like say if I make a new track, when I hit a new track, completely new, over on this screen, it's going to come up, it's going to say tone, drum plus compressor, and looper. We're not going to cover the looper today. I just would like to let everyone know, if you want to use the looper, you can't put an audio insert on the track directly. You actually have to do one of the other tracks as a track receiving the sound and then send that sound to the looper track. And this unit only has 60 seconds of looping time, so I didn't really find it very useful for doing looping. I put a couple of guitar parts on a song one time, and it sounded pretty good. You know, I think it sounds good. It's just very limited because 60 seconds of looping time, that might sound like a lot, but basically I had 3 tracks with guitar parts playing in a loop for a few measures, and that was basically all the time I had. So you're not actually going to be able to make a song using the looper on this. I would recommend using this in conjunction with something like a Boss RC505 or maybe RC300. I've got an RC300 that I have on the floor here. The only thing about the RC300 is it doesn't really like to play, it likes to be the master Midi MIDI device, so it doesn't play nicely with other things. So I have to let the RC300 control the tempo, and which is unfortunate because this is a more updated device and would do better at controlling the tempo. But yeah, if I had to say one bad thing about the MC707, it would be that looper time didn't have to be like that. Because on the SP404, they made it so you can, with an update, they made it so you could loop unlimited loops and write them to anywhere, put them on a sample pad, stuff like that. Now here, you can use any of your little drum pads as a sample pad. You can do your own sampler. You know, you can do sample play back, but if you do a drum pad, you could actually load up a sample and trigger it whenever you want. So like if you have some planning up front, you can definitely like load in whatever sounds you want and use them however you want. However, you know, I wouldn't plan on trying to use this as like for a looping performance live, unless it's just like little parts you're putting behind your music. All right, so back to what we were talking about. Tone track. We're going to load up the tone track. And after that, we're going to hit sound again. And just choose another preset. I think I'm going to scroll down. I like some of the bells on here. Like, here's one called Snowflakes. Oh, wait. All right, so going back to the other view here. I think what I was playing is in C minor, so I'm gonna. So I'm gonna. When you choose a new track, you can choose how long you want this to be. And you can lock it in just by recording anything to it. But if I hold shift and then hit the button, no, wait, is that it? Oh, no, sorry. If I hold shift and hit this button, hold on. Okay. All right, first I'm going to record something to it. So. Apparently I didn't ever save that other sound that I was working on there, so I got to go back up and do that. Synth bass, I had, what, the X-Mod bass, I believe. Yeah. There, that's much better. All right, now this one. I'm going to practice it. All right, so let that play through one time. I can go through and tweak the filter on any of the tracks while they're playing back. Alright, so now that we got that going, you can see how you could build a track relatively quickly. I also wanted to go over how you switch between track and clip mode. Basically, you have scenes you can do, which you have 8 tracks you can put in, and they're all lined up in a grid, as you can see right along here. All right, when you put other tracks below those instruments, you can make different parts that sound totally different. If you have it in track mode, it's going to keep the same instrument across those parts. If you have it in clip mode, you can change it to a different instrument on every one of those tracks. So most people recommend using clip mode so you have more flexibility on what you're doing, because you can always copy single clips to another section. But basically, the reason that you want to like use clip mode is so you can have more flexibility as far as your sound goes. Now, the reason you might want to stay with track mode sometimes is because it's simpler if you're using this for, like, say, backing tracks. Like if I was going to be playing bass or guitar over it, and I didn't want to think too much about different sounds. I mean, like say I knew I had 8 instruments and that's all I wanted to use in the track. Well, I'd probably leave it on track mode then, because that would make it a lot easier for me to switch back and forth between parts and mute things. And, you know, if you know what key you're playing in, like this, as you can see, it seems like I'm probably playing in C minor. So, if I hold shift, it's hard to kind of reach here. Got my face all in here. Yeah, beard. Alright, so I'm going to hit shift and note and go back to the other view so you can see that. With all Roland devices, they're always in the key of C by default, which makes sense, I guess. And you transpose them up or down. So right now I'm playing in the key of C minor. It's set to a chromatic scale, but if I change this to minor, I'm going to switch back to the other view while I do that. It's going to give me 2 rows there, see? And these are going to be the minor scale, so instead of having to remember what I'm playing here, so see, it makes it very easy to play these scales. You don't have to worry about making a mistake. And you know, there's different things you can put, like arpeggios. And you can do different things with those. I wonder how that sounds actually with what I had. That's pretty cool, I guess. And, you know, you don't necessarily have to record anything. You can always, like, arm the track and set a tone to it. I don't know. Let's see. What kind of sound do we want for this? Maybe some sort of synth pad. Actually, I like that. So I'm gonna let it play through. And see, well, I didn't hit record, so good. I had messed it up anyway. So we're gonna try that again. So here we go. All right, stop the record there. So over off to the side, I've got a Midi keyboard. I can also play these notes on the Midi keyboard. I don't have the camera I can put on it right now, but you can kind of See my hand in the background touching things. There's a MIDI port here. I've actually got what's called a WIDI device. It's a WIDI Master, and it's just wireless MIDI. These cost about, I think, about $50 a piece, and they're powered by the MIDI port itself in most devices, and they have one that lets you hook up, like it's a USB host, so you can use a USB keyboard with MIDI devices. And they also have one that's like a WIDI jack. I can actually show you that one. I got one over here, and that's for the devices that have like the little mini jacks. I've got a Roland J6 and a Roland T8 that I use with that, and I can use it in conjunction with the MC-707. I also have a MIDI jack on my RC300, the Boss looper pedal, and that's how I can use it to kind of control the tempo of this and start everything up together. So it could be good in a live looping situation. But as you can see, it's very simple to get things started here. There's a lot of things to go through, and then like you know, there's too much to even do in one video. So I plan to do like several videos on this device. I'm also gonna do some of those other devices we were talking about. But yeah, like if you want a custom sound, you can do. It has the entire Zencore engine on here for just about like everything. You can load up Zencore stuff there. It has like everything that you can load up in a certain category on the site. But if you're patient and know what you're doing, you can hold shift and hit the sound button, and that's going to take you into a mode that has like all of the different things you can do. So let's just try to make one real quick, see what we like. Put a big super saw oscillator on there. Let's take this super saw too. The next one, I don't know. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, there we go. It lets you go through the different banks. And then change the filter. I don't know, maybe we'll change. You can change the amp on here to change the release and the attack on it. Change the EQ. And you can hold shift to turn these things faster. Change the modulation on it. I don't think any of this sounds good, by the way. I'm just kind of going through and showing you some of the things you can change. You can put the portamento on. Oh, actually, I kind of like that. All right, we're going to try that. So But as you can see, you can very quickly make a lot of things. Like if you like tweaking the filter on things, like say. You could record that with the motion record button. So. And it's going to record your movement. So with that sound, it doesn't sound very good. But like say, I don't know, like maybe this one. Now, there's also a filter on the master effects that you can use, so you can. And you can turn that off. You can also do a reverb send. So you got reverb, delay, and a filter on a send that you can send all the tracks to. And this bottom knob, usually on most tracks and most patches, it controls the send to the reverb by default. However, if you hit knob assign, you can change those three to whatever you want. And then you have a fourth knob that's not actually there, but you can change it, I believe, by holding. I don't know. I'd have to look and see how to do that. I can't remember how to change the fourth knob. But anyway, you do have a fourth one that you can use in addition to your filter cutoff, your system control, which is like the modulation from your synth patches, and your reverb send. So you have like a lot of different things you can set your knobs to over here, and like you can somehow use this C4. I'd have to look to see how to do it. I think that you have to have the track selected, and you can hold shift and use the big knob over here, but I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look it up. I wouldn't want to tell anybody the wrong thing. I don't often use it. Sometimes I have, but I don't remember what I did. So I hope that helped to show you how to get started with everything. I mean, for me, it was super difficult getting everything figured out when I first got this thing, and I had a hard time getting a good sound out of it when I first got it, and I was about to give up, but I finally stuck it out and got it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe load up one more project real quick. Show you all some examples. Like, I've heard a lot of EDM stuff created with this, but like this is a song that I wrote recently, and I was thinking, it had a lot of this device has like 3,000 classic Roland sounds on it, so to me it seemed a waste to not try to do some of the 80s stuff. And also I wanted to show you this track because I loaded up some guitar sounds that I did with the looper. So I'm going to play that for you. And I use these as the backing tracks for when I do that song live now, or at least I plan to. I haven't done it live yet. I'm about to release the album here in a few weeks. But as you can see, this device can be used for a lot of things. A lot of people think of it as just like a groovebox for making like EDM sounds, but this can do like so many things. I've even got one. Actually, I'm gonna load that up real quick too. I got one where I have like a cowboy sounding thing, like a Wild West sort of sound going on. This was all from sounds in here, so it has a lot of like acoustic sort of sounds in it too. And so I loaded up some bass and guitar patches, and it's just why are they muted? Oh, here. I don't understand. Let's see. Oh, I get it. They're all on scene too. I had built them that way so they were on scene too, because I had originally planned to do like a verse thing. And this would be perfect for like a backing track for a rap song or something, which is actually what I used it for. But as you can see, you can get a very wide variety of different types of sounds on here. I've also used it to like I'll do some backing tracks. Like say I did G-Eazy, I Mean It, in here, so I could just load it up and like perform that live. See, the only bad thing is, like, that doesn't sound super good right now because it's got like all the tracks unbalanced and the filter knobs are in the wrong place. So I think like if you're planning to use this to do like a lot of live material, you'll probably want to make a note of where all that stuff's at and load it up beforehand. There, that's a little bit closer to what it should sound like. Almost. Maybe a little bit. If the sudden I'm scared, just know I mean it. And like you know, another thing I had done is like, I mean, this is definitely going to be great for like doing rap stuff. Like I have Outkast, So Fresh and So Clean. Again, I do not have these set to the right levels, so they're not going to sound perfect. But I'm gonna just like send it anyway. Who cares? See, it's all about getting your levels balanced right. Like, you can take, like, the same tracks and, like, have the drums a little louder, the bass a little louder. It's just going to change everything. But you can do so many different types of music with this, and You know, I see a lot of times it focuses on like EDM stuff. I even took like I was thinking about like doing some of my like pop punk stuff, and I've loaded up a sample. This is just like Paramore drums from the, you know, like here, I'll play them. See, they're not super loud, but like if I was to, well, here, I can actually do it in the software real quick. I hope I don't go overboard with it. So you can load up samples of real drums and change the velocity of them. So like I can go change the level of the hi-hats. I can change the decay on the snare drum. Just all sorts of things you can change. And those are just samples that I've loaded up. So as you can see, you can make your own drum kits out of anything. These samples can be like 60 seconds long or more. Like you can really chain together a lot of things with these samples, and using like a lot of samples across different clips and scenes. I think you have like a total of 10-minute sample time or something like that that you can load into any project. And also, I've done some like EDM kind of stuff. I don't remember where all the faders were supposed to be in this one. I'd have to go back and mix it again, but be a little bit loud for the video. I'm going to turn it down some. Sorry if that sounded unpleasant. And sometimes I'll even like do something where I'll load up here's one. I was listening to a lot of the Gap Band, like 70s stuff, and I wanted to make something with like a funk sound like that, where I could like go through and tweak the filters. So like, you know. And I would like probably like load up those different parts, you know, like that was kind of like the chorus going on, and then I cut out those parts, so it's just like that in the verses. Then when the chorus kicks in, everything will come back. Make some volume swells for our live performance. And again, it's easy to change scenes by just setting up, like, I was telling you about this view. You can put like just those three and that one scene, and these three just are waiting. And now we're in that last measure. Go back. See, it's that simple. Just change it, and you can do like a lot of live performance stuff. And the one thing about this, like, if you can change your tempo during the live performance, like if you hit the tempo button over here, and then your value knob here. And you could do that to match to another device. Like, unfortunately, you can't continue playback while you're loading up a new song. You got to stop it. But if you have something else, like I've got the little TR8 drum machine that I was talking about, or the T8 drum machine, and I could use it and play it and just kind of beat match it together and just go straight over to it and maybe play the J6 and it together while I'm switching over tracks here if I want to keep the music going. If I'm not wanting to stop it, do it sort of DJ style. Or you could even, because the tempo is so precisely controlled, you could match with the DJ and, like, you know, you could go back and forth. You've got full master volume control. You've got a separate headphone jack, so that can help you out with cue stuff. And it does have, I don't know that I've ever used it, but it has a cue section here by holding shift and pressing mute. I know several of these. Let's see, there's track multi-view, single view. Okay, let's see. I'm checking out what all these shift keys do on these. It looks like shift and note just changes arpeggio on and off. Oh, you can change the color of your chords. I guess that's pretty cool. But chord mode is another interesting thing. You have. Let's see. I need a. It has automatic chords, and you can go through and like program what each one is. Like, here, let me go to. I actually turned on cue here. I need to turn that off. Okay. Now, chord mode. All right. Now I got to figure out how to edit the chords. Okay, yeah. You can go and change to different modes. You can go over to chord edit. You can change to different notes. But there's also a way that you can do it where you can actually change the chord completely. I don't know. Like, where is it? Exit. Chord. I'd have to find that and get back to you on that, but I did find out how to do it. I'm going to have to read up on it again, but you can go through and change what every note does, or you can set your chords to different scales. Right now, it seems like it's kind of just set to fifths, but you can do like seventh chords and jazz scales and things like that. But we'll do that in another video. But I guess I'm just going to stop this right here. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get started and show you some of the simple things that were hard to figure out at first. Like, I had to watch hours hours and hours of videos to figure out how these simple things worked. But now I'm using it to make a lot of music with. I use it to make little parts. And one of the funnest things for me is just like getting a little chord progression going and having it going over and over. And if that's just playing over and over, I could sit there and like come up with lyrics over it, sing them, try out different things. And then when I have something good, I get it down, I record it, I put it in my recording software, and then I record vocals over it. So there's so many ways you could use this. I wish I'd had one of these years ago, but I just never really got into the hardware stuff, and I wish I had, because it's done wonders for my creativity. I feel like I just sit down in front of the thing, and it feels fun. Like when I'm making music at a computer, as much as I love music, it's just it feels like a chore. But this, I mean, how could you not enjoy this? I mean, it's just so much fun. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make some more videos soon. If there's anything that you want to know, be sure to ask me. I'd love to help out. And I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time.